Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to take you back to a time that was probably the most prominent times of my life. Back when I was 12, 13, even 10. I want you to think back that time and what you were doing that day. For me, while most other kids were going out and playing, games, sports, playing video games, stuff like that, guess what I was doing? Sitting back on the couch, reading a book. That's what my favorite thing to do was. When I was not doing homework or on my stringent schedule, I'd be reading books. At the time, my mother always used to have to shoo me outside because I was always getting too obsessed over books. Normally kids, they would try to bring them inside, They would try to bring kids, come on in. But me, nope, get your butt outside. That's what the typical scenario in my childhood was like. I didn't understand. I was fascinated by the knowledge of books. I was fascinated by the level of intricate knowledge that I would learn. I didn't understand then how that would change my life forever. I want you to envision for a moment that you are on a sailboat. I don't know how many of you guys have sailed here. I certainly have not, but I want to take you back and pretend you are on a vast ocean. You're on a sailboat and you're in the middle of absolute nowhere, okay? You hear through this little walkie-talkie of a radio that a big storm is coming. The storm of a century, right? You're too far from home and this storm is going to be landing in probably about 2 minutes, okay? You have no warning time here. Then all of a sudden it hits you. Waves of 10 feet smash into you and you're clinging onto the mast, trying to keep afloat. You're clinging onto anything you can. And then all of a sudden, the boat tips over and you are drowning. You're sitting there and you're trying to claw up. And then it all goes dark. That is how my life felt like 2.5 years ago when I was homeless. I have seen many things in my life. Did I ever anticipate that I would be there? No. At the time that I was homeless, I did not understand that fact. I loved reading books, but I thought I was always right. I thought I knew everything. I thought that the people around me didn't understand me, were crazy, just leave me alone. That was drowning me, and that was drowning me to the point where I could not see anything. A turning point in my life was when I lost my daughter 2 years ago. It's hard for me to talk about. But when life, so fragile, slips away in your arms at 8 days, it changes you. I've been there. I've been at that point where I felt like there was no hope. I had to make a choice. I was either going to let my past drown me, I was either going to let it kill me, or I was going to rise. I did not ever think I'd be on this stage today, to be honest with you. I should have been dead long ago, but I didn't. Many people ask, how did I get to where I am from where I once was? The key to success is not money and it's not things. The power of knowledge can be learned in 2 ways. 1, we learn from the knowledge of books, media, written stuff. But number 2, we learn from the knowledge of the people. For me, one of my motivations actually was Steve Harvey. And you probably may know him as a regular comedian on Family Feud. But listen to his story, because he used to be homeless, believe it or not. And so he had a gig, I think it was in Los Angeles or something like that, in a city way across from the States. What did he do? Save up and spent all of his money to fly over to that state. He killed it that night. And then the process started to change because he started to meet new people. He wanted to inspire to be like his mentors. And he went out there and he immersed himself into the people that he wanted to be like. Curiosity is like a compass. It guides us. It guides us on our journey in life. Think about it. When we are in the middle of an ocean, we don't know where to go, and you don't have a compass to guide you, what's going to happen? You get stranded. And the same thing is when we have a compass to guide us, our lives become clearer. It makes more sense. And that breaks down into two parts, right? We ask questions, we seek knowledge. I had to ask. I had my end goal of where I wanted to be, my dream goal, okay? And break it down into section. Your dream goal and goal setting, let's just say it's your 90-day or a year or 2-year goal, whatever, okay? Then I want you to break it down into steps. How am I going to get there? And start by seeking people that you inspire to be, that have already achieved those goals and those dreams. And then finding like-minded individuals who are already there to hang around with. One of the people in this room tonight actually was my mentor through it all. And he introduced me to a lot of people that helped me become where I am. Because I was scared, I was terrified. Social gatherings, oh hell no, I was avoiding them like the plague. But I had to step outside of my comfort zone. I had to learn not to be afraid. I had to learn and say, how can I be like that person? How can I go out there and overcome my fear to get into where I want to go? And as I started to do that, I started to grow and build my sense of self-worth because I learned that I actually had the ability to go out there and do that. And I'm not trying to preach you a sermon here because that's not my purpose. My purpose is for you to look and to connect with me as a person. Every single person in this room has been through something, a storm of chaos in their life, where they may not feel that they can get out wherever they are at. I was homeless. Here I am. People told me I could not be an author. Here I am. People told me I could never do what I am doing today. Here I am. I want to challenge you today to look beyond where you are now. Look where you want to go in your life. Look at where you are now. Look where you want to be and find the resources that you want. My favorite quote, my last favorite quote that I will end with is this. When the love of power overcomes the power of love, the world will know peace. So what's your sense of purpose? Thank you.